Modern social discourse often presents society as a collection of locked turf wars. We've sorted human development into competing age brackets, pitting the financial stability of boomers against the digital fluency of Gen Z. Psychological research suggests a different reality. Our well-being relies on intergenerational connectedness, a social tie that allows us to process our own history by viewing it through the lens of those following us. This understanding is relatively new. In the mid-20th century, psychologist Erik Erikson proposed that worrying about future generations was a specific developmental stage. He argued it was a milestone reserved for old age. This rigid stage model reinforced a narrow view of legacy. We began treating it as a final transaction, a matter of executing wills or transferring assets in the final years of life. Researchers now point to a more active process called generativity. It is a lifelong practice of meaning-making that develops through the entire life course. To understand how we bridge these gaps, we must stop viewing a life as a flat, horizontal timeline. We can view the human life course through the biological anatomy of a growing tree. The roots of this human tree represent our earliest life experiences. This includes the societal stigmas, uncertainties, and personal traumas we encounter in our youth. In nature, roots survive by navigating obstacles and absorbing nutrients even from contaminated soil. Human psychology functions similarly when processing negative experiences. For those facing cultural marginalization, the roots are forced to dig deeper for stability. This process involves filtering out social toxins and building an initial layer of emotional resilience. Surviving early hardships builds the foundational empathy required to guide future generations. Our capacity for legacy is forged in these early efforts to find purchase in difficult soil. This diagram shows what researchers call generative spheres. These are historical, relational, and familial circumstances forming the trunk of a life. These spheres wrap around each other to form compounding rings of growth. Each ring provides the structural strength and shape defining our adult identity. Historical spheres layer into the trunk when a cohort comes of age during massive social shifts. Living through the civil rights movement forges an identity ring defined by shared struggle and systemic change. Individual spheres then layer tightly on top. Adapting to a community crisis, such as the HIV/AIDS epidemic, adds a ring of resilience that sits directly over that broader historical context. Adult identity is a structural accumulation. We are supported by the survival of these overlapping eras. The branches and canopy represent our generative foci. These are the actionable ways we reach the world through mentoring, advocacy, and shared values. Just as a tree's canopy expands to provide shade, older adults use their strength to protect younger cohorts from environmental pressures they once faced. Passing down ethics or a sense of service acts as literal cover. It provides a framework that helps the next generation navigate their own uncertainty. The shade older adults provide is specifically tailored to the vulnerabilities they survived in their youth. Generativity functions as a bidirectional street. It provides tangible benefits to both the giver and the receiver. For the older adult, active mentoring correlates with improved mental health. It serves as a primary defense against psychological stagnation in later life. For the youth, these connections provide a survival perspective. They gain access to the strategies developed by those who lived through different eras of crisis. Society is an intergenerational forest. Progress occurs when the youth are permitted to stand on the structural shoulders of the generations before them. Legacy is a function of the living. It is a process of connection that occurs long before a life ends. Generativity is found in the actions we take today. It is the continuous link between cohorts. No matter your stage of life, your past struggles are the nutrients the next generation requires to thrive right now.